The Dyson Sphere's construction continues, and one episode after I said this the first time, our processor equation has been solved. But I've had an idea, and I kind of want to implement it. Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series, where I just had to pause there and admire what we're looking at. This is our... I just got a update notification from iTunes. Hell no. During a recording? Hell no. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, sorry. I'll deal with that later. That's never happened before. I'm really annoyed. Anyway, as I was saying, this is a thing of beauty. We are looking at an aerial view, a high orbital view of our entire processor production apparatus. And let me tell you, it is massive. It's just an absurd amount of silicon and iron and copper all being fed perpetually down this line. And it actually looks like these are starting to make it a good bit of the way down, which we were seeing at the end of the last episode. So it's just very refreshing to see that. And if we look at our processor numbers, we see that we've crested 900 per minute, which is really, really positive. So the idea that I want to implement is kind of a crazy one, but it's one that I've mentioned in past episodes. It will probably require me going to Alpha Andromeda and picking up a few things, which frankly, I need to head back home anyway, just to drop off some stuff in my inventory. I mentioned this last episode and maybe the one before as well. I'm carrying a lot of stuff, and I've been carrying a lot of stuff, and I'm just at the point where I'm looking at it every episode like, why do I still have those things? I have a box for this sort of thing on my homeworld, and I need to just take advantage of it. So let's head back to Alpha Andromeda, and we're going to drop some things off. But I will also, while I'm there, grab what I need to make some additional artificial stars, because I'm going to head back to Zeta RA, and I'm going to set up an additional, completely separate production apparatus with a slightly different format, but one that you've seen me use in more recent episodes. And I will also connect this apparatus to the import lines. Come on, smooth entry, there we go. Didn't hit anything. Descended to flight before landing. That's how you do it. All right, we're completely out of hydrogen here. That's very interesting. You can tell that fuel-wise, we're completely fine, again, because the import has worked. But these storage towers are now... We're no longer storing a ton of hydrogen. Let's see how this is looking. We're burning some of it here, but not a lot. The question is, do we have to be burning it? The answer is probably not. At this point, since I don't have as much, I'll leave it. I've done so much hydrogen management for the entire series, I'm not just going to run in and start demolishing buildings that at one point I built for a reason. Oh, hello. What have we here? I'm glad I came back home. This is a huge problem. What? Excuse? What is your problem? You're short on hydrogen. In what universe? How? Okay, hang on. So this must be because... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. So we have a line... So I do need to do some hydrogen work, it seems. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. All right, I no longer need deuterium to be fractionated, so I'm not going to dismantle this, but I'm going to tell all of my hydrogen to start going down that line, because I can't afford to have it, being... I mean, I'm still fractionating some deuterium here, but I just can't be splitting that off that way to the same degree. So hopefully this will ensure that Yeah, that's a huge problem. We weren't producing any more antimatter fuel rods. Wow, I'm glad I caught that. Holy crap. All right, hang on before I start dropping things in my inventory because they're bringing me so much stuff. Let's put some things away, and we are absolutely going to put a number of things away momentarily. And on top of that, hang on, let me also look at the health of my resources here. All right, it looks like stone is a bit of a problem, so we're going to need to address that. Okay, while I'm right here, though, while I'm literally right here, we're going to put these away, because I don't need them right now. I can come back for them later if needed. Looks like I've got a miner that I can delete as well, which that's a stone miner. Coincidence? I think not. I do have some hydrogen that I can drop. I'll deal with that in a moment. Oh, this soundtrack, man. I know I've said it so many times in this series. Listen, I'm going to say it 1,000 times again. This harmony. It's so good. It's so good. The music is a massive piece of what initially drew me in to Dyson Sphere Program. Massive piece. All right, so I think I can probably just mine additional stone here on the planet somewhere. I just need to figure out how the existing deposits are doing. Yeah, let's go ahead and do some renovation a little bit. Just a little. Just a little. That's not needed. That's not needed. That's not none of that's needed. None of that is necessary. You can all just go away. Now, let's mine this a little bit more efficiently, shall we? Too close to another logistics station. Are you freaking kidding me? Just when I was saying it was going to be more efficient and get stuff done, you're going to just crap all over my plans. I see how it is. All right. That will do it. That is the remainder of the deposit, split between two mines. So we're going to set up a splitter. All right. Now, as you can see, it's already telling me that it's almost empty because these things drain so much stone so fast that it's like, it's meaningless. Okay, you can tell that we're producing antimatter fuel rods again. Hang on, I want to go over here and look just to be sure. Yeah. So all 4 of those have lit up again. That's good. So what that means is that the hydrogen is making it down the line. Not in copious amounts, but enough. It's actually starting to back up, which is good. Whew. Okay, I'm glad I caught that. Thankfully, it looks like there are still plenty in the logistics station. So we hadn't run out on other planets. That's one thing I should have checked right away. But anyway, back to stone. How are we doing on stone here? Oh God. Oh good God. We're fine. We're completely fine. We still have 4 million stone. I just need to tap another vein. That's all. Totally fine. Totally fine. I could probably tap 2 more just to be absolutely okay with it and never worry about it. So, yeah, I've got perfect placement right there. I'm just going to run with it. Could I have 2 of these side by side? Grabbing the whole deposit? Oh my God, I think I can. I totally can. Come on, there we go. Oh, that's sexy. All right, so we're going to have 2 of these operating side by side to drain that deposit, which means they're going to drain it quick. But we will go ahead and place some conveyor belts. I could use bots for this, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna make some spaghetti. I'm in a good mood today. And one of the reasons I'm in a good mood, I'm in a good mood just because I'm catching up on work, and that's reason enough for anyone to be in good mood, right? But on top of that, I had a commenter in an earlier episode of the series today And they're a ways behind, so it's going to be a while before they hear this. If they get this far, they could get fed up and leave. It's entirely possible that they could get fed up and leave. But I had a commenter tell me that they started out frustrated by my spaghetti tactics, because I do, as I've mentioned many times in the series, I do prefer to draw some complicated spaghetti rather than using all of the automated systems that involve flying around. It's just fun to me. And I realize that there are large contingencies of the fan base that think very differently, and that there are contingencies within that contingency that not only think differently, but that think that I am an utter buffoon for not using the flight mechanics and, you know, just the various other transport modes that make things more efficient. But as I've said, you know, I find the creativity of getting the spaghetti just right to be one of the most fun aspects of this game. Sincerely. I really, really do. And I mean, look what I'm doing right now. This is exactly what I'm talking about. We found this perfect intercept point with the rest of my stone where I can bring in the stone that I'm setting up. While I'm talking about it, I'm just doing it absent-mindedly. But it's so fun. And they pointed out that it was frustrating to them at first. This commenter pointed out that it was frustrating to them at first, but they grew to appreciate the creativity of doing it this way. And that really meant a lot to me. It's not that no one else has said it, but I'm just saying that commenter is pretty cool. Be like that commenter. It's a good example to follow. Starting out frustrated by something, but then considering another's perspective and running with it. Now, we're not burning as much hydrogen anymore because we have everything feeding this direction. So we've really shut down. Hang on, let me take a close look at what I've just shut down by prioritizing that line, because I want to make sure I understand this completely. Speaking of not being cavalier with my hydrogen. Okay, so we have hydrogen set up for export here that is now not being fed from this line. It might still be fed from this line. I need to check. Yeah, any that make it through this line would be overflow. And it doesn't look like there's enough being produced for that to really be a thing. All right, so stone is now flowing back into the production apparatus, and everything that depends on glass is roaring back to life. Anyway, let me go back to my box here for a minute and keep thinking about what I can freaking drop, because it's a lot. Oh wait, no, I need those. What I want is to put them here. Also, I do need these, but you know what? Hang on. Maybe it's time for me to go ahead and not carry these around, or maybe it's time to start automatically producing plane smelters. I've got the goods for them now on this planet. And once I had a certain number of them made, it would be like the conveyor belts. Their production facilities would stop running, stop drawing power, stop drawing resources. That could be useful for the end game here. I'll think about it. I'm not going to focus on it right now. Let me go ahead and drop this hydrogen in my tank. That's one thing I can get rid of right now. Where's the tank? Here it is. Good lord. So much hydrogen. All right. Drop. All right, that's every last drop of it. We've got some deuterium as well that I'll get rid of. Easily done. Oh wow, that was fast. That drained super fast. Almost wasn't expecting that. All right. So now I've got some iron. Are we full here? We are full. Are we full on copper? We are full on copper. We're full on literally everything. Oh yeah, stone's filling up fast. That's good to see. So part of me wants to go ahead and stack these up higher just so that in situations where one of these resources runs dry, you know, like, I don't want to have to worry about it. Let's go ahead and just make these full towers. Why not, right? And then it looks like, yeah, this is where we store energetic graphite, but so much energetic graphite is being offloaded in other places that it's just, it's just, the game's like, no, we're not keeping any here. We're going to keep this moving down the line. Sorry, look elsewhere. All right, let's continue focusing just for a moment longer on what else I can get rid of. Because I'm carrying a number of items that are not necessary to carry. I've already gotten rid of a good chunk of it. Alright, so we're carrying 100 of those. I have some proliferator paint here, and that seems like... Can I put extra proliferator paint in these? No, I can't. So it doesn't quite work the same way. So ideally, the way to do this would be... I wonder, can you store proliferator paint in tanks? I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Alright, so we're proliferating this. Well, yeah, here's one very obvious solution. We've got this line here. Let me just... I'm just going to select this line and drop this onto the line. It's going to take a second for it to fully drain from my inventory, but it's better than building a tank for it. I bet you can build a tank for it, though. Why wouldn't you be able to build a tank? Why not? Okay, that's gone. What's next? I've got a lot of iron, and I suppose one thing I can do since I built this new storage... Let's just put it there. Let's just put it there. I know it's not proliferated. It's fine. We'll live. Everyone will be fine. The world will continue to revolve around the sun and rotate on its axis. Nothing will explode. Yeah, see, there are those logistics vessels, by the way. Talked about that last episode. I knew they were sitting there somewhere. I had so much junk in my inventory, it's impossible to see. But it's starting to clear up a little bit now, which is nice. Alright, so I have some fuel here that I probably can't empty. Oh, wait. See what's happening? I'm slowly emptying it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Gone. Alright, so that's dealt with. Do we have... Okay. There. Got rid of the fire ice nice and easy. Got rid of the energetic graphite nice and easy. I'm producing some plastic still down here. Yes? Oh, that's right. I'm no longer using sulfuric acid for anything planet side here. That's funny. Oops. Oh, we have fuel again, by the way. Now that the apparatus here is completely operational. Also looks like we might actually be... Are you serious? Are we gaining energetic graphite? Get out of town. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, so I have a number of launchers in my inventory still. I've got one more of those. I've got matrix labs. I don't think I actually have an upgrade available. I don't think I am able to build them any higher at the moment. No, I can't. I cannot. It's a nice thought, but I can't. So, organic crystal is used for what? I'm just thinking in terms of... Oh, yeah, it's used for titanium crystal. Well, that's easy. So it looks like these front 3 machines are doing all the work. And these back 3 are just... They're not even necessary. Which is nice. Almost done getting rid of this. Just need to wait a moment longer. There we go. And that's all of the organic crystal gone. Now, of course, I also have titanium crystal. And that's easily dealt with. Hang on, I've got some glass, too. I can offload here. Titanium crystal needs to go... Well, I mean, the most obvious place for it is just here. There's also some diamond sitting in my inventory that's now gone. Alright, I am carrying some electric motors. That seems completely unnecessary. Alright, I can offload stuff there. What do we have? I'm guessing electric motors. Yep, there we go. Just finding some places where I can stash these extra resources, man, and not worry about it anymore. I do have some circuit boards on me. That's true. Hang on, I've got a slot for those that needs to be filled. Also, do I have a slot for steel? No, I don't. I just have that steel on me. Yeah, so inventory is already looking a lot better. Alright, what else did I need to do here? We need to investigate... We need to get more plain smelters built, which requires me to have more of... Where are you? You're like a phasmophobia ghost. Where are you? Let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're completely out of unipolar magnets here, which is nuts to me. We're just chewing through them despite having 3 separate stations set up, and I think we've got some magnets arriving right now. Yep, there they are. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some for ourselves. Be greedy. And now I just need the frame materials, which evidently I don't have a lot of here. Why is that? Oh, that's very interesting. We're out of titanium. Titanium alloy. Why is that? Alright, so let's take a look at this line. Alright, so that should be bringing titanium alloy in, and it's not. What's the problem? What was that depending on that it didn't have? We've got titanium. I'm very curious where this is going. It's possible that it all just went into my inventory because I've been using a lot of it. But if that were the case, then I would have more frame materials, and I don't. Well, no, not necessarily, because... Yeah, I'm not sure what I was thinking there. Hang on. Hang on. I've been using a lot of titanium alloy on my own in order to make various things. The main thing that I've pulled... I also need to make more of these. That's one reason I'm here. But the main reason I pulled them into my inventory... Trying to remember. It could have been for the vertical launching site, but there was something else that I was making a ton of recently. What was it? Because I needed to pull the titanium alloy into my inventory in order to make certain goods. So I think it was the frame material that I needed to make. And the frame material would have been needed for... Not for the plane smelters, though, because I haven't made a bunch of those recently, so it would have been something else. it would have been something else. It might have been... might have been the vertical launching site, maybe? But I feel like that's not what it was. What I'm trying to figure out, and I'm going to walk away from this in a second, but if it's not clear what I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm trying to understand, first of all, like, I know that I have been using a lot of these, and the main thing that I want to think about is like, well, what was I building with those? And I can't think of it. But because I've been using a lot of these, when I return to Alpha Andromeda, I think all of them go to my inventory. And then what I was saying was that yeah, I don't even know why that thought came out of my mouth. I might have just changed my perspective on it as I was articulating it, but frame materials require titanium alloys to be made. So, if I don't have titanium alloys, for whatever reason, I'm not going to have frame materials brought to me either. That's just basic math. Alright, I still... Can we just take a moment to appreciate this hilariousness? I still don't have any frame materials in this, or not frame materials, but plane filters in this box. None whatsoever, which is freaking funny to me. Alright, so we do need to make some artificial stars. So I'm going to grab a few of these, and by a few I mean a lot. And then I'm going to grab a few of these. And by a few I mean a lot. And then we're just going to grab these. And look, I can make 10 artificial suns. Magic. Alright, so we've got that taken care of. I just need to make sure that I leave... I mean, I can get the rest of the materials that I need for these on Gacrux 1. So the question is there anything else here that I need to do? I guess the answer to that question is, let me just look around and make sure. Again, it's easy for me to double check the general health of everything here just by looking... I mean... Look at those towers now. That's working out. It's easy for me to check the health of everything here by looking at that. For sure. We're certainly going to be producing less deuterium here in the future, which does mean eventually these will stop producing. Unless I import deuterium. Because we're just not fractionating a ton here. Wait, why are you no longer... Oh, I see what's happening here. I see what's happening here. So there was a certain amount of it being fractionated around over and over and over, just stuck in the loop, because that's the way it was set up. So I don't quite have enough hydrogen right now from my current production apparatus. Let's take a look at how this is functioning back here, because I would imagine all of these are going full blast. Yeah, full blast. That's very interesting. So one solution, and it's fairly obvious actually. Yeah, we have some hydrogen overflowing here, and you can see that it's helping to keep this full. But this line here, which goes this way, I could change its direction. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. This is going to be interesting. Let's go ahead. And I still want to work on that project for the processors. I just need to visit Gacrux real quick, and then we're going to It won't take long to set up. I'm going to set it up near a pole to where I can just do some rings. So it's not going to be as complicated as the one we have running. And we already have power going. So let's flip this whole path. All right, so now we have hydrogen coming down the line out of storage here. All right, now it's no longer in storage. I'm going to go ahead and change this to remote demand. I want you to start bringing hydrogen in. En masse. And we're still going to feed it in the back there. Now there's one more change I need to make here. Two more changes. First of all, I'm going to remove this filter. So that's now splitting adequately. I'm going to flip this whole path. There we go. And so now we have hydrogen flowing from two directions and then going... We have it going both into the deuterium fractionating loop. Again, the way this works, we haven't looked at this in a long time, but it feeds hydrogen in. And essentially the way this works is, yeah, it's actually feeding so much now that it's starting to back up, which is good. These will loop through until one of these 12 fractionation machines converts it. It's a very small chance, but they'll loop through until one of them converts it and sends some deuterium down the line. I just wanted to make sure deuterium continued to flow here because we have a good amount depending on deuterium, and we are starting to run out. So having that running is probably for the best. Although this loop is... It's now so full that I'm worried that it might get stuck. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, though. Alright, so I need to make more plane smelters. And I do potentially need to automate the production of those as well, but I'm not going to do that right now. Let's go ahead and put this there. And, yeah, there's nothing else I'm carrying that I need to get rid of, like, badly. But I can offload a little bit more stone, and I'm going to do that. There we go. And then I can drop the energetic graphite that I'm carrying in here. Where'd you go? There you are. And it looks like, yeah, I've got some steel, although steel is currently being flown over here for the production of these. So what I can do is just feed my extra steel into one of those, and now I've gotten rid of my sulfuric acid. Oh yeah, look at that. That is a much, much happier inventory. Okay, that's where the energetic graphite was coming from. I actually have a slot for it. So that explains why it kept filling back up. Now I also have 174 circuit boards on me. Let's go ahead and get rid of those while there's a clear opportunity to do so. There we go. I'm going to keep everything else in my inventory for now. The motors, maybe I don't need, but I've got so much stuff now that, like, I'm feeling a little bit better about my current situation. So let's head to Gakrux 1 before I wrap up the episode, because I want to at least get there. And so that was a lot more maintenance on Alpha Andromeda than I thought, but that was a healthy checkup. I'm happy with the changes we made there. So we're going to head to Gakrux and just grab the things that we need in order to make even more plane smelters. And then what I'm going to do is we'll spend probably another episode. I don't anticipate, as I hiccup, excuse me, I don't anticipate that it will take longer than an episode. But we're just going to set up a polar ring, some concentric rings, that are producing additional processors on Zeta RA1. And it might not even be necessary. The 900 per minute might be enough. But it's been so obvious to me that that is a bottleneck for Gakrux right now that I just want to nip it completely in the bud. It does look like we're now producing more than we're consuming in the entire cluster, which is great freaking news. Oh, look at this thing. It's coming along. Also, oh, do you see what I see? Oh, that's so cool. All right, so big moment. This is kind of my building policy for the Dyson frame. So the Dyson shell. That's right. As I'm remembering how to add in particular sections. So you can put them anywhere you want. You don't have to wait for the frame to be complete. But there's that part of my brain that just wants that frame to be completely in place. So this is a momentous moment. We're at 12.2 gigawatts, by the way, if you haven't noticed that. That's a pretty big frickin' deal. Now, I want you to see something really cool that's going to start happening. I'm not sure where it's going to happen. Well, I mean, we know where to look because we have 2 complete frames. Yeah. So we can see our rockets flying through here. I just don't know quite where. It's such a massive swarm that I don't know where the sails are coming from yet, but they're coming. They're coming. That's how this works. There they are. Oh, there they are. Oh, this makes me so happy. It's taken almost 120 episodes to get to this point. I don't care. Look at this. Those are sails being summoned in. They're traveling directly to the nodes that you see here. And they're going to start filling in the frame and create a panel there. And there's only 2 complete panels right now that I've given the order for. But you can see them traveling to those panels as we speak. You can see from the direction they're flying. That's so satisfying. It's absolutely gorgeous. All right. Let's head to Gakrux. Nice. Do you see those 3 transports just drop out of warp at once? I love it. All right. Hard landing. Who cares? All right, so things are going well here. Let's take a look at processors on Gakrux, just out of sheer morbid curiosity, if we can say that. It's not really morbid, but you get the idea. I see rockets launching all along the line. That is a great sign that we actually have rockets being produced. Okay, no. So this is the end of the line. Just kidding. I was looking at it in reverse. But still, I mean, that's a good number of rocket launchers firing in sequence. I'll take it, you know? All right, so obviously we're still waiting on our processors, quantum processors. But I'm going to go ahead and offload the ones that I'm carrying. Wait. I don't need them for plane smelters. We're good. I'm going to offload the ones that I'm carrying here. So that those go down the line, and those will help get more rockets going, at least temporarily. And we are almost 40 minutes into the episode, so I just want to go ahead and wrap up with one major step. Oh gosh. Am I out of Casimir crystals? Why am I out of Casimir crystals? Optical grading crystal running low? Okay. Optical grading crystal is running low. We will have to take a look at that. Let's take a look up here. Yeah, we've got some more on the way, but it seems like if we look at optical grading crystal, nice. We've started building a Dyson Sphere cell. We're already up to 12.3 gigawatts just from the beginning of the construction of those first 2 frames. It's producing a ton of power, and we're still not even drawing anything from it, which is hilarious to me. Okay. I just got completely pulled away from what I was looking for. What else? It's resources. Where are you? Here you are, optical grading crystal. So yeah, you can definitely see a decrease in the production in the past, even just in the past few minutes. So we have an issue with probably veins running dry that I need to check on in the next episode, and we'll do that in the next one. But yeah, unfortunately, what we came here to do to wrap up the episode, which is to build a bunch more plane smelters, we can't do because we don't have plane filters sitting waiting for us. We have an additional resource shortage to deal with. But it makes sense because that particular rare resource is not one that I've checked on in a while. I do see that I have some sitting here right now, but yeah, it's just, it's not enough. So we'll have to, put some concerted effort into looking at that next episode, and then we can build the plane smelters and head to Zeta RA1 and increase, there they go, and increase further our production of processors, because that continues to be our main bottleneck, I think. Let's look at that, though, while we're here, before I wrap up, because I'm definitely seeing, oh, that's beautiful. That's a solid line of processors here, and it's completely full. So maybe I don't have to do anything more. Maybe I've got enough. Although, one thing to bear in mind is that the reason it's full is that they haven't been able to produce without additional components. So that's definitely worth bearing in mind. So once optical grading crystals are flowing again, we might have a shortage with processors. We'll have to see. That's how these complex, multi-tier resource systems can trick you. You're like, oh, I've got so many now, I'm fine. No, there's a reason those aren't being used, and we'll get to that. And hopefully, as we fix the optical grading crystal problem, everything we've done with processors will balance out with that, and we just end up with even more rockets getting launched at once. But we're already up to 12.3 gigawatts. 2 frames are being built, or 2 panels are being built, and we are close to having additional panels complete. Yeah, there's one here that's very close. So if I commentate for a few seconds longer, it might finish, because it just needs probably another 4 or 5 rockets, and it's done. But I am going to stop this one here. In the next one, we are going to continue shepherding this glorious project along, and fix a couple of resource shortages that have popped up in just the last 5 minutes or so. Really just one resource shortage, and then get back to the other one just to make sure it doesn't become a shortage again in the future, because processors, these guys right here, are the bane of my existence, and I would prefer just to put them to bed, like I put electromagnetic turbines to bed 50 episodes ago. Yeah, still haven't had to deal with those in a long time, have we? Because we fixed it. So we just need to do that in all possible locations for the resources that matter, like this one that's running by my left foot. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at noon US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.